educate our people?
Let's talk about Ben Carson.
Because we don't want to go down the same pathway as many other pinnacle nations who have preceded us. I think particularly about ancient Rome. Very powerful. Nobody could even challenge them militarily. But what happened to them? They destroyed themselves from within. Moral decay, fiscal irresponsibility. They destroyed themselves. And if you don't think that can happen to America, you get out your books and you start reading. But you know, we can fix it. Why can we fix it? Because we're smart. We have some of the most intellectually gifted people leading our nation. All we need to do is remember what our real responsibilities are so we can solve the problems. I think about these problems all the time. And, you know, my role model was Jesus. And he used parables to help people understand things. And one of our
when you have a second,
right now,
go to bencarson.com, donate. He's asking for $2.
But,
you know, he's one of the most intelligent human beings to ever run for the office. You know, we don't need any more lawyers. We need educated people, successful people who have become successful in the private sector to fill that chair. Now, to be a president, I mean, it's almost an impossible job, but we need wisdom. And Ben Carson's a wise guy.
507,000 years. More than 500,000 years to get there. We have to deal with this.
Go to bencarson.com
family
to donate.
Falls on hard times. Dad loses his job or is demoted, gets part-time work. He has 5 children. He comes to the 5 children. He says, we're going to have to reduce your allowance. Well, they're not happy about it, but he said, except for John and Susan. They're special. They get to keep their allowance. In fact, we may give them more. How do you think that's going to go down? Not too well. Same thing happens. Enough said. What about our taxation system?
Listen to this.
So complex. There is no one who can possibly comply with every jot and tittle of our tax and thing. If I wanted to get you or you, I could get you on a tax issue. That doesn't make any sense. What we need to do is come up with something that's simple. And when I pick up my Bible, you know what I see? I see the fairest individual in the universe, God, and he's given us a system. It's called tithe. Now, we don't necessarily have to do it 10%, but it's principle. He didn't say, if your crops fail, don't give me any tithe. He didn't say, if you have a bumper crop, give me triple tithe. So there must be something inherently fair about proportionality. You make $10 billion, you put in $1 billion. You make $10, you put in 1.
See,
you gotta
make
get
it
rid of the
simple.
loopholes. But
When we get rid of the loopholes,
now,
all the special
some
interest
people
goes
say-
away.
They say, well, that's not fair because it doesn't hurt the guy who made $10 billion as much as the guy who made 10. Where does it say you have to hurt the guy?
There you go.
Just put $1 billion in the pot. You know, we don't need to hurt him. You know, it's
Listen to
kind
that.
of
Who would
thinking-
not agree with that?
It's that kind of thinking that has
Except for people who
resulted
don't pay
in
taxes.
602 banks in the Cayman Islands. That money needs to be back here, building our infrastructure,
See,
and creating jobs.
I'm going to end this here,
And
but just
we're smart.
when you have a second, go to bencarson.com. He speaks with such clarity. He's not the Ted Cruz out there, and I'm also a big Trump fan. I mean, I'm a registered libertarian, but I donated to Ben Carson. I really want successful, intelligent people running this country. I'm tired of the lawyers. Hillary Clinton's been running for president since 1985. I mean, I'm ready. I don't want a socialist in the office. I just don't think socialism and the United States go together. I mean, I have a daughter. That's her artwork on the floor. We need good people like Ben Carson. Go to bencarson.com, drop your nickel. Takes 5 seconds. It can make a big difference. We need to support him.